Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure. And this is my perspective. So a sad story coming out of Texas, where we have a young couple who gave birth to their child, and they had a home birth. And then CPS came and took that baby away from them under false allegations that the child needed some medical care that the parents were neglecting and not seeing to. And so CPS was called. They came and took that child, kidnapped that baby from the couple, and have yet to return this child to its rightful place with her parents. I want you to take a listen to this. This time it's going to have sound. Take a listen to this, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about this from a very interesting and, of course, unique perspective. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen, but you're not going to be able to see the actual video, just because I don't like playing the video clips from the news because they like to flag. So here we go.
I felt like they had stolen my...
Mila Jackson was born on March 21st in DeSoto, 6 pounds, 9 ounces. A midwife helped with a successful home birth. 3 days later, her parents, Rodney and Tamisha Jackson, took her to a pediatrician for a standard checkup. They say they got a clean bill of health and took the baby back home. Then they got messages from the doctor that the baby had jaundice, dangerously high levels of bilirubin. The parents told them that with the help of their midwife, they would treat the baby on their own.
Several hours later into the night, he texts my phone, the very aggressive, take her to the hospital or he's calling CPS.
And that's what he did. Dr. Anand Bhatt telling the court, I authorized the support of CPS to help get this baby the care that was medically necessary and needed. And Child Protective Services agreed, writing, due to the parents being unwilling to discuss the danger and potential consequences of this condition, it is necessary for the department to intervene. DeSoto police helped CPS take the baby from them at their home on March 28th.
Unlawfully enter my home and come and take my baby from me.
But here's an additional problem. The affidavit used to justify CPS taking custody of the child lists the wrong mom, a woman with a completely different name, a woman with a history of neglect, not Tamisha Jackson, the mom who gave birth to me.
And so instantly I felt like they had stolen my baby, as I had had a home birth, and they are trying to say that my baby belonged to this other woman.
We've been treated like criminals, and that's far from the truth. This is a nightmare that I wouldn't wish on anyone.
We're demanding that Mila be returned home today, because yesterday was too late.
CPS, meanwhile, says it can't comment on the case. The infant has been placed with a foster family, and 2 distraught parents have been told to wait until a next court hearing in 2 more weeks. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
Now, we did reach out to Baylor Scott and White, which said, in part, in respect of patient privacy, it is inappropriate to provide comment on this matter.
Mila Jackson was...
Now, that's a sad story. I want to point something out. This is why they be targeting Black women with Planned Parenthoods, and they target Black women with disguising a genocide underneath healthcare, and that Black women need to have the same right to healthcare as everybody else. This couple because this is not some type of single mother situation. She's married. Her and her husband decided that they were going to do a home birth with the help of a midwife. Okay. Perfectly normal. Nothing wrong with that. Excuse me. You can have a home birth with a midwife. And as long as you do not encounter any emergency during childbirth that would endanger the life of the child or the mother, then there's no reason to go to the hospital. There's no reason to go to the emergency room. There's no reason to do any of it. You can have a perfectly healthy, safe birth at home. Midwives are licensed medical professionals. Okay? These are not just women off the street. They are experienced in childbirth and assisting women with giving birth. Nothing wrong with that. Except this couple decided that they would be in charge of their own biology. Okay? That they would be in charge of their own biology. That we don't need to go to the hospital. We don't need an epidural. We don't need a C-section like they try to convince every Black woman that she needs a C-section and that her baby is in trouble, or the higher rate of maternal death in childbirth for Black women and all of these other things. When you go into their institutions, they get to control your biology through the medical institution. This couple decided that we don't need to do that. We are healthy. I presume that they had gone, for the customary prenatal checkups and things of that nature to make sure that there was nothing actually wrong with the child, or there was no potential problems or anything. Worked with a midwife, had that lined up so that whenever the mother went into labor and she was ready to deliver her child, they would not need to go to the emergency room to do so. They could do so from the comfort of the home. This probably resulted in a much easier childbirth without all the stress. The mother could be in a comfortable, familiar environment where she could give birth. She had support. She had help. She wasn't left to her own devices or anything like that. The only thing she had to worry about was pushing that baby out. Now, if the baby had a little bit of jaundice or what have you, which I don't know how they figure that out anyway from a home birth. And the parents' response was, we'll see to that at home. Jaundice and stuff like that, it's not, especially if it's a mild case. It could be a mild case of jaundice. That can be treated at home. That's nothing that you have to come into the emergency room for. 9 times out of 10, you have to come into the emergency room for jaundice, okay? The fact that the doctor knew that the baby had jaundice proves that they were not completely cut off from prenatal doctors and OB-GYN, okay? So they were not completely cut off to the larger medical community. They just decided as a couple, as should be they right, to have a child without their supervision. Now that's one side of it. The other side of it is, this is why the Black family cannot be allowed to form. You especially can't form underneath your own value system, because apparently this husband and his wife and their children have a certain mindset when it comes to health, when it comes to family. They got that from somewhere. They got those beliefs, whatever it was that drove them to make a decision to say, we don't need to go to the hospital. We can have a perfectly fine, healthy birth here in the home. Whatever it was that led them to that decision is more than likely based 100% in whatever their value system is. Okay, do I want y'all to start putting dots together. Because this system get very upset when they are unable to control you biologically, culturally, and environment. So they use the institution to control you biologically. I told you they were very adept in doing that, utilizing the institution and the environment to control you biologically. So now they use the police and the medical institution and the law enforcement to come and kidnap this child that disturbs the entire biology of the child, the mother, and everything, because those days of bonding between mother and child, if you could have seen the video, she's breastfeeding that child. So she's not even feeding the baby formula. She's breastfeeding that child. This is a no-no for Black women. And for Black, this is why they got y'all mind mixed up on, my body, my choice, and I can go and delete kids, and it's not supposed to be a big deal. Because it is a big deal. It actually is a big deal. It's a much bigger deal than what we believe. They took this baby away from her parents and put this baby into the system. Institutionalize an infant to have it break the bond with the mother, break the bond with the father, to make it not bond or suffer pair bonding issues by placing it in a completely stranger's hands. These people may abuse that child. That baby don't know them people. These are not voices that baby heard in utero. This is not the womb that gave it birth. That baby don't know them people. Powerless to do anything about it, but that baby don't know them people. Who knows who those people are? And then talking about they got to wait 2 weeks for a court hearing. Anything can happen to that baby in 2 weeks. They can traffic that baby in 2 weeks. Do you understand? These are the biggest human traffickers, just like they the biggest drug dealers. And they traffic Black bodies. If they can't get you to put your baby in a meat grinder so that they can use the stem cells that come from the what ends up biological waste, they take that and cultivate the stem cells and things of that nature out of that. If they can't get you to do that, to come take your baby if you don't give them full control, biological control over your child and over your body. That's who want to control your biology, not just random men who want to control your body. The system want to do that. And start waking up. Start waking up. Anyways, just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.